Hello guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending your time and depending when you are seeing this video. I remember my humble self, the Aikman. Please, if you are coming across my video for the first time, I'd like you to share my videos, like, comment, and most importantly, follow my page, and you can now send me stars to support what I'm doing here. This is a breaking news coming from Enugu State and other news that are put together in this particular news. This news is coming from Obidati television. So many news are compiled to this particular information I'm bringing to us. Now, this is the reason why, if you are really an obedient and you want Nigeria to work, I would like you to share this particular video. Make this video go viral. Let it get to so many people so that they will see it. INEC has finally given Labour Party access to their BAVs. You know, Labour Party in Enugu State has been in court as well. From the news coming out now, it shows that if all things being together, all things being equal, Labour Party will be coming as the winner of the election in Enugu State. The courts will likely declare Labour Party the winner of the election in Enugu State. I would like you to share the video and watch all the analysis from this Obidati TV so that you know what is going on and other things happening, and the rerun that Labour Party have been saying that all obedience should prepare. Let's watch this particular video and share it, and make sure you follow my page if you are seeing my video for the first time. I remember my humble self, the Aikman. We move. P2B is coming. Regardez
TV, the program now Hope Alive. Hope Day for all obedience and well-meaning Nigerians. We don't come again, and this time now to update on our waiting they happen. Plenty don't they happen, but we thank God because better news day. And this very better news way day now waiting they come out from one of our own for Twitter where talk say plenty don't enter. But we need to do this very show this evening. We get Esther and we get Angel for studio. Esther.
Obedience, welcome to another episode of Hope Alive on top Obidati Family Television. There is hope for a new Nigeria. Thank you for watching.
Good day, my well-meaning Nigerians. My fabulous obedience. Shey una dey okay? Call your neighbor. Say hope day. Yes, good news. Breaking news. You go hear, you go dey happy. Welcome on board.
So with that very one, we go start. Make we begin. Before we go to the main thing where we say it happen, we won't bring on now. You see Maxwell we tweet for page, and the tweet where he tweet, Angel talk say he sweet and for body, and we must bring them. Make people for see as in take talk am.
He said, go and look at where Miss Thread. Just take scrolling and watching the videos and images. Now ask yourself, is this the Peter Obi INEC said lost an election? I have never heard it in my life that a man won Abuja, won Lagos, won Rivers, and lost the election. Obi won.
When I hear am, as NJ take talk am, make you all am dear producer. As una see am, Lagos, Abuja na the main city, the most popular city in Nigeria, where we say everybody na like akamu and milk joined together, garri and groundnut. Now so Lagos be for everybody around Nigeria. When you win Lagos, now be say you be the person where people like. Then you come win the seat of power. Now be say you don't satisfy the constitutional requirement be that. We see how somebody talk am. How somebody go win Lagos, win Abuja, and you talk saying lose the election. But now so APC and INEC take talk am. But no be so, because even some of the people were there for another party like PDP, some of their head, their chieftain confirm say na Peter Obi win this election. It dey very, very clear. And I go want to make una listen, make una hear how Rabaran Maku of PDP said clearly that APC did not win, neither did PDP win. His own party. Take a listen.
In several other places in Edo, in Delta, where the vice president comes from, we saw that the young people were serious about what they were doing, and they took advantage of the social media, to project a program that has shaken the nation. For me, we lost in the presidential election. We lost truly. APC, which is the incumbent government, lost more woefully than we did. Who had the government, who have the party in the state, they all lost. So you can't use the presidential election to judge what will happen. We didn't win, but on the other hand, given our place in Nasarawa, we are not controlling government, we are not controlling federal government, but we did much better than APC in Nasarawa state, given their figures and the advantages they had over us.
Okay, Mr. Marco, we need to... I don't hear from the person where talk with him mouth. I don't want to use him mouth chop onions. That's why I say make on a hear He talk say APC did not win that presidential election. Neither did PDP win the election. That there is people that won it. Whether he mention them or he no mention them, now 3 people we know. And we know who he be because he talk say he gets people where they underrate. He get youths where take advantage of a certain space. Now so he take talk am. And now obedience take that advantage. So everybody clearly know. PDP know. APC also know. And we carry them for head. So with that very one, I go on make we begin to proceed to that major breaking news. Mahmoud Yakub of INEC, as soon as he say JP tweet am for in Twitter page, he dey screen. But Esther, man, no carry your mouth chop onions.
Okay, my people, get this one from our own personal person, JP General. In talk say INEC finally bows to pressure, grants Chijioke, Edoga, and Labour Party access to inspect the BAVs used in conducting the Enugu State gubernatorial election. He say obedience, no na do this one, no. He can send us love emojis. Say thank you for lending your voice in calling INEC out. Edoga is coming. Hashtag disqualify Tinubu now. Hashtag all eyes on the judiciary. Yes,
so now be the main thing where we want make una for here. Better news they come out from Enugu State. Una know say since last week don't begin they talk well about what INEC they talk. We talk say that thing when they do us for presidential election tribunal, when they no gree bring those things, we start on time begin they shout and say make them bring these very BAVs, make we inspect. Because Enugu State now our own. PO is coming in Enugu State because PO is our leader. He is our patron. He is the person we have sent. And Peter Mba cannot take over what we have labored for. The obedience have Enugu State, says the Lord. And with that very one, I want make I foretell on say, as this thing don't happen now, we don't know, even INEC themselves don't come testify for the tribunal. So plenty things they come out from Enugu State election tribunal. As they don't testify, they don't bring all the rule certificates where this Peter Mba take enter there, and they don't bring so many things where we don't show now. As yesterday, we don't show now how the election day flawed in the major local government in Kano East where this man will be back come from, and how INEC take rig the election for them from 30,000 votes down to 16,000 votes, and then still they do it. So no be small bege na in day for Enugu State. So we believe say good things go dey come. Make we get hope, just like Peter Obi said that there is hope in judiciary, that he has hope on the judiciary, that they have done it before for him, and we believe in him. We are the ones that sent Peter Obi to defend, to stand for us, and we should also allow him so that the process that he has talked about that is not fair, that very process will take his stand. So Enugu State, even in Lagos State, many people are asking different questions about Lagos State. It is happening, and we will bring it. We are trying to get the news authentically from source. so that we don't bring a news like other people who bring things that are not what it should be. So we have so many people from our comment section and our platforms asking us to get them what is happening in Lagos. GRV is doing good. You can see that even Engineer Shaibu here is saying the judges are reaching a decision to disqualify Tinubu. You know, so we know that God is going to touch them. As you look at them at your screen, we are praying every day that God will use these judges to change the narrative in Nigeria. Just like somebody mentioned in one of some of the people that before they were talking not too this thing about PO, but now they are talking good about PO. P2B's excellency is coming. Let's take a listen to one of those videos of, I think, Dr. Poju. Let's take a listen.
Before we leave the issue off the platform, tell me what you think was the major legacy of Platform 2016.
I think Peter Obi's speech on wastage, I think, is one of the most powerful public speeches that have been given in the history of this country. What he explained there is the political ideology for anybody who wants to get into government. You know, when people want to aspire into political offices, what really carries you to that place is an ideology, which means this is what I'm going to do. You paint that picture to people. I think what he expressed is the future.
You reckon that's why there was so much resonance with the people, both in the auditorium and...
Yes. I think people were quite, first of all, people were... The fact that he had done it, I mean, if somebody was just postulating things, you know, as maybe a lecturer, they could have said that, but he has been there. He suffered the consequence of doing that. I'm not saying he's perfect, right? And he didn't say that, right? But you could see that there was somebody who was pushing in a particular direction. And I think that's commendable.
So now don't hear from Pastor Poju. Now some of the people will be say, or I don't know whether I go call them critic, but some of the people will be say they know to like obedient movement. But we don't hear them as he take talk, and because the ideology of P2B has started dwelling in all of them. They don't begin see what we see since. Now they begin to see now. So with that very one being said, I go say make on that very hope we be say we they talk about make way for you know take them. But again we get our own Yunusa Tanko we be saying a spokesperson of Obi that in talk something we be say I want to make on here again. Very very important and crucial. Let's take a listen to him.
Let's start this conversation with a look at what's going on currently. So the case that your presidential candidate Peter Obi and the party have against President Bola Tinubu's electoral victory is still in front of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. So this urging that the national chairman, Julius Abure, is giving to party members in order to have them ready for this supposed presidential rerun that's coming. Can you tell us where that's coming from?
Okay, if you are referring to the statement being made by the national chairman of the Labour Party, Barrister Julius Abure, on the clarion call to prepare our members for a rerun, well, that is not out of a place. It is actually a preparation towards what we are seeking for in the court of law. Remember, we have our prayers lined up to about 5 of these particular prayers. 1, that we should be declared outright winner. 2, there should be declaration that that particular candidate of the APC did not qualify to run for the election of the 2015 or February 25th, 2015 general election. And that 3, in the case that the court did not answer our first and second prayer, it should at least call for a rerun of that election generally because it did not meet the threshold and the requirement of the general election that INEC itself based on the provisions of the law made for the Nigerian people. And so therefore, that election should be cancelled, null and void, and then we should go for a rerun to establish who is qualified to run for the election, and then eventually we'll have a declared winner. This is a position of the political party, and then we are asking all of our members nationwide to prepare for that particular circumstances with the prayers that the judges and the judicial court will do justice to the case in court, because we believe that actually the judiciary is the last hope of the common man, and then our judiciary have the last chance of making sure that they put the right wrong, so that every Nigerian will be happy with our electionary system, and at least, not for anything, protect our democratic system.
All right. So in his comments to Labour Party members and supporters in the diaspora, the national chairman said that the party had received information that President Bola Tinubu's All Progressive Congress-led government was also getting ready for a rerun. So in terms of what it looks like, in terms of the APC getting set for a rerun, the party that is already now in power, still rather maintaining power here in Nigeria, and setting up for what would be a worst-case scenario in all ramifications for the party. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, they too are following the activities of the judiciary, and then they know what is going on in the court of petition tribunal. And I'm sure they also know that there are two of us who are challenging that particular case, Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, and then Peter Obi of the Labour Party. And we have provided damning evidence to show that those particular elections did not meet the threshold that is required, and that the candidate of the APC, who for us we believe is just hanging in there, we can also see that probably he's sitting on a half stool, or hoping that until when the judiciary make an affirmation on his position, that is when we cannot say that yes, this particular election is done and dusted. Don't forget, this case is a marathon race and it can go all the hog. But we are prepared to ensure and that we prepare for the election in case the judiciary is able to find its feet and courageous enough to actually do what is expected. You know, we have a situation in our hands. Many people come in and say that no, it is not possible. The judiciary cannot overturn the election. It has never been done in Nigeria. We can't have that. Where every situation has its own calling. When the Kenyan tribunal overturned the election, nobody thought it was going to happen. When it was done in Malawi, nobody thought it was going to happen. So what happens if it happens in Nigeria? At least for once, that means that we are trying to do something right. So we expect our judiciary to do what is right, not to follow a particular pattern of saying that we are following technicalities in trying to avert the danger of saying probably the office holder is being put into questioning and all. But the question that we want them to look into is the fact that what about the far-reaching damages that is already been instilled in the minds of the Nigerian youth who came in from far and wide to vote for the election and hoping that the real winner of the election will be declared? What about those aged persons who came out in large number to ensure that they vote for the right person, that the election will be made clear, credible, free, and fair? What about the hope that the Independent Electoral Commission has given to the Nigerian people, especially the Nigerian people and the international community, that this election will be held free and fair? And that is the reason why, when you saw the European Union giving its damning report, which I say they have been economical with the fact, because there are far damning issues that really resonated with that election. And don't forget, the Situation Room also made that particular revelation. Not also forgetting that the NDI, National Democratic Institute, make reference to that particular fact. And also the International Republican Institute also alluded that the election was not credible. So you see, there are about 4 reports. It's not that people are only alluding to the European Union report as if it's the only report. No, there are other reports that I gave a very, very, very strong recommendation that indicates that that election was a sham election and it does not represent the interests of the Nigerian people. And that, for the fact, should have been repeated or should have been cancelled long even before now.
I don't hear am from Dr. Yunusa Tanko, will be the spokesperson for Obidati campaign council and still for Labour Party. So now, so when you dey hear all the questions where una dey ask us for comment section and for our platforms, we dey bring the right people according to the interviews where we say they don't get, where they don't take. Answer those questions directly so that you go know say if they come from the right direction. So this our own spokesman don't talk and say we stand gidigba. The people where they talk say now for Nigeria, now in this kind of thing go happen, you don't hear us in talk say give references to several other countries where we say they think say this kind of thing no fit happen, but it is going to happen because there is so many things where we say controversy where they on top the person where they there now, where they no fit Supreme Court no fit run away from. So we know that Peter Obi is coming. Just believe it and have hope. Every day we come out here to tell you the same. Like this very video and share it so that other people will have hope. Continue to do the right things. With that very one, I go say, make we take another look at waiting our own. Rotimi, as him take talk for Channels Television, he talk say hope day, and people when they misquote Peter Obi, incorrect them. The notion where they take, they talk say Peter Obi in body language and other one, in talk something where we say you go like for an interview at Channels Television. Let's take a listen.
I'd like us to anchor on this point. When you hear Mr. Peter Obi say, I'm not asking that he's more bothered about the process.
Yeah.
Is it that he's lost hope in winning at the tribunal? Or what exactly does this mean?
I think there is
what is a way forward from this point?
Thank you. There is a misunderstanding when Mr. Obi says that, and I would explain. When he says that he's focused on the process, what he's explaining is that the process itself, if it is flawed, fundamentally flawed, open to manipulation, not transparent, what it has produced cannot be said to be good. So let's deal with that process, look at how it has affected the outcome. If the process is deemed to be bad, the product is obviously not going to be acceptable. It is our belief that if the judiciary is indeed the last hope of the common man, if it is not to capitulate and ensure the death of this democracy, then it must look at the process that has produced the incongruent situation that we have found ourselves in today, and then tell us, is this normal? Is this as it should be? Is this the precedent we want to set for elections in our country? That is up to the judiciary.
We're hoping and believing that we have a better country. And I know that you believe in this country. Albeit you may be an angry Nigerian. But we do hope for a better Nigeria.
I believe in Nigeria, and that is why I can't leave this country. But I believe in something that does not exist and has to be battered. It is up to the judiciary to help us midwife a Nigeria that we can all be proud of. So I believe in Nigeria, but not in this one that is killing all of us and strangulating us.
You believe in Nigeria, and that's why I have not departed this country. Now, so far, me take talk and most of us will be say we tanda, we know the japa, we go stay here and we go make sure say the right things they done. We go there beside His Excellency Peter Obi until in carry our mandate come, because now we hand them over to NJC say your mother do mwe.
My well-meaning Nigerians, my obedient people, you know say the man say na him make him never leave. Yes, as he never come out, na so other people, so many millions of Nigerians never come out, because we won't know the end of this case. Whether the judiciary, whether the justice, whether there for that Supreme Court, whether there for that tribunal, go destroy the democracy, pata pata, abi they go uphold her. Yes, Now it make every other person they tanda they look. So many people know they even mind waiting they go on for court. But you see this time for tribunal, everybody they waiting come out today, waiting they happen. Now so Obi make us interested in waiting they happen for our country. It make us believe in Nigeria again. My people, it go happen like miracle. It happened for Kenya. It happened for Malawi. If it happen for Nigeria, it no go be a crime. Abi go be a crime. Abana, it no go be a crime. Make the judiciary do something good for once, so that this our green card, it go do up there after US own.
Yes, so NJ don't talk in own. He talk say Nigeria go soon get their own green card. Yes, PO go do am for Nigeria. No be only US go get green card. So, my people, as on I take here from our own Pharaoh Timi, as on I take here from all the speakers where we don't bring here come today, I want bring one reminder for all obedience. And that reminder, PO talk say the oil where they thief for this country, this very subsidy thing where we they talk, he say, na government must know them before it go happen. Okay, we get one this thing from Channels Television, that one a tweet. They say 10 years ago, this vessel was arrested and taken by law enforcement, and the crew was also taken by EFCC. We are not sure what happened, but somehow it escaped. Now the name has been changed. They talk say the person where write that thing, where talk now already a niso. So now as they take to it on a Channels Television, now in this one come out from. My people, why I they bring this one, you go ask? Because P2B tell us, make we believe, now government know if then they steal oil, now government know. If their hand no day, they no go steal oil. And we don't get video where you go hear from somebody when they talk about this very stealing of oil, and government hand there. Without government hand, una go hear am from this man mouth. But as I dey talk, make una help us like this very video. Make una share this very video. Make people hear as we dey talk about P2B and the good things what other people they talk about them, so that then go they sustain the tempo and they wait for the outcome of our mandate. Make una like, share. Make we listen to this very video from this Channels Television and waiting this man talk.
10 years ago, this vessel was arrested. Okay, when it was arrested, it was handed over to law enforcement. The crew was also taken by the EFCC, but we are not too sure what happened. But somehow, somewhere, it escaped. And when it escaped, it was quite funny what it did. It changed its name from Ali Rizabe to Turatu, and got some intelligent people to register it internationally as a Nigerian flagship. We turned the ship upside down, more or less. We've looked every nook and corner. There's no document or any evidence showing that this vessel is a Nigerian registered ship. It is actually a Togolese registered vessel being operated by Nigerians.
So at the time of arrest, were there any products?
There was, yes. What we did was that it's not the first time it's been stealing products. In 2016 precisely, it carried some crude oil, and then the owners feigned a piracy attack on the vessel. So the so-called pirates were able to take this boat into the ocean, and we suspect they went and pumped the crude oil they had to a foreign ship which took it overseas. Now, notoriously, this vessel's ports of call have been Tema in Ghana, I repeat again, Ghana, which seems to surface in terms of this illegality, and also in Cameroon. It has also been doing ship-to-ship transfer. In this particular situation, we had to allow the ship to be able to steal before we apprehend them. And due to the current actions by the NNPC for us to police the pipelines and all of that, they found it very difficult to come into the creeks to carry out these acts. But now they are concentrating more on the jackets in the ocean and the platforms in the ocean. So in this case, they went to a particular platform off Ondo State, a jacket precisely, and then connected their hoses, which you will see when we get there on deck. You will see them into the jacket. And on connecting to these jackets,
they started pumping the oil. So we didn't want them to pump so much into the ship. I think so far so good. They've got probably better part, 150, possibly that much, 150,000 liters or something like that. That's probably what they have.
So I don't hear how this man take explain them. Why did we bring this in? How does it matter? What matters here is that our principal, Peter Obi, told us that there is no way that you will steal crude oil in Nigeria without government knowing about it. And I don't hear from the man, EFCC, know wetin happen. The other people wey dey for government wey be security agencies know how it take happen. They say they actually had to allow this vessel to steal oil before they apprehend the vessel. What does that tell you? PO is coming. That is the reason why we brought this. This very subsidy where they know how to manage. The palliatives where they don't the talk since. Even the labor union people, wetin dem talk before, we no know again. We no know how dem take come, we no know how dem take go, but nobody dey talk again. Why? We go take no. But PO is coming, and we believe he's the one that will handle this thing because he knows how these things work. He's a man that has compassion and he looks after the youths. With that very one, I go say, make una help us share